Hello there, how are you doing? So we have the state, we have the action type, we have the action creator, which returns this beautiful object that we can work with. Now, who's going to do anything about it? Who's going to work on this object and maybe populate the state, update the state? Going to do it? Okay. Reducer is going to do it. Okay. So like I told you, there is a method in JavaScript, the reduce method, which takes the previous state and based on that, it returns the new state. So if you don't know, maybe you want to go and do a quick search on reduce method, which is what Redux is based on. Okay, reducers. So once we have the action types, we create reducers. Okay, create some reducers. Okay, so now we have this return object. Now let's do something with this. Okay, so let's create a function, and we can name it, let's say, if it is about to do reducer. Okay, now this function, what it will do, it will take the state as its first argument. Okay, state equals to, let's set it empty state. Now these reducers, based on your application, you can have to do reducer, you can have another reducer, you can have many reducer, and you can combine those reducers. Okay, and we will see this in action in the real project, but now let's not stress about combining, just focus on one. If you understand one, you can combine, no worries. Okay, so function to do reducer is a state. It takes the state as the default, first argument, and we can use the default value. Okay, so we give it a default value of empty array. Now the second argument it takes is action. Okay, so it takes this state. By default it is 0, but if we, in our case, it already has some to-dos. Okay, it takes the state and it takes the action. Now this state can be manipulated based on this action, right? Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use switch statement. Now switch statement is used in Redux quite a lot. Okay, everywhere switch is used. So switch, what it will take, you could use if else, but switch makes a lot of sense in Redux. Okay, so let's focus on this one. So switch, what I want to switch is switch the action type. See that action type, it is add to do. What if it was remove to do or something else? We could have many types of actions, right? So first it will check what action type I'm getting, so we tell it, we let it switch. Okay, so action, like this argument, action dot type, so it will check the action type, what type of action I'm getting. Okay, and we can define this the case here. If it is add to do, okay, if it is add to do, then do something. Otherwise, if it is remove to do something. But we don't have all that, so let's not get into that. You could have many. So if it is add to do, what do we do? Let's say return. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this spread operator. Now in ES6, in React Redux, write ES6. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense. You could use concat method so that we don't mutate this state. That is the whole point of React and Redux. Whatever state we have, we don't go and directly modify that. What we do is, if we get new data, that will modify the state. So instead, what we do is we return a brand new state. Okay, instead of going there and poking the old state and just modifying it, we leave that. We take the old state and merge with the whatever comes in as new, and then as a result return the brand new state. And this is what it's called immutability. We do not mutate the state. Okay, so that's the whole point of React and Redux. So we spread the old state. Okay, old state to do's, we spread it out, and then we add the new state. Okay, so that's what I was saying. We don't directly modify the old state. We return based on the case. So in this case, if it is add to do, okay, no worries. What we're going to do is we're going to return take the old state. Everything is there. Spread it out as inside an array, and then we add another object here, which we would like to add to the state. So let's say same as the structure we have. The text, we have two already in the state. Now what we're going to do is we're going to text, we're going to add another one. which will be action.text. Okay, whatever action type comes, it brings the type. Okay, and it brings the, in fact it's a payload, it should be text. If you would have named it text, then you could do text, but I named it payload. So, and this is the standard used in Redux, type and payload. That's why I didn't use another name. Okay, so based on the case, it will return. When it returns, it doesn't mutate the state. It takes the old state, add another item to the state, so which is the action.payload, so action.text. So whatever comes from the user input, for example, it will be added to the state. Beautiful, right? No mutability of state. Now, this is the one. This is one case. That's fine. But what if we don't get? If we can add more case, but now just to make it simple, I have only one case. So we always write default case, which is a basic switch case. I'm sure you know. Now default, we return the state. By default, we return the state. Simple. Now that is all. That is all there is to know about Redux. Okay. Redux will hold a state. It will have some action creators, which will return the type and payload, and that will be processed by the reducer. Okay. Simple as that. But now I know this is just away from React Redux, this workflow, but we will incorporate all these ideas, put in practice with React and Redux, and it will make perfect sense. Just understand this much. Don't try to imagine how it's going to work in the actual application, blah, blah. This is how exactly it's going to work. Okay, so you will come to that next. Okay, so we have all this. We have actions, reducers, states. So what do we do? Let's give it a try. Let's test that it actually works. Okay, so what we can do is we can say console.log the initial state. Okay, initial state. This is the one we have here. Initial state. And then I'll just put it inside so it's readable. Okay, initial state. Okay. Initial state. So let's have a look at our initial state first. Nothing magical here. Okay, so let me open up the console. Okay, so initial state is an object. Awesome. Let's have a look. Okay, it has two to-dos. Beautiful. Okay, the first one eat food, second one exercise. So we have the initial state. Obviously we have, okay, it has nothing to do with anything we wrote. That's great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make some changes to the state, because we already have actions, we have reducers, all that stuff. So let's give it a try. In fact, why don't we do this bit of a testing in the next video? It's been quite long. Okay, so in this lesson all we did is create a reducer. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.